Hey guys, welcome back to the Abom barbecue grilling and chilling pad. So today what I'm going to do is go ahead, I want to cook a steak dinner on my new PK grill. And before I get to that, before we get to any cooking, I want to apologize to everybody that's watched the videos on the unveil of the PK grill. And I had misspoken and told you that the PK 360 was made in USA. So I got to thank my longtime viewer and supporter, Brian Streifert. He left a very long comment explaining things and made me realize that I actually misspoken about the origin of where this grill was made. So I told you that it was made in Arkansas, and in fact it is not. It is made in China. And I didn't realize that, and that was my fault for not researching and giving you guys the correct information that I should have. So I apologize if I misled you in any way. That's not what my intention was. And I told you before that, you know, this has nothing to do with PK Grill, other than this is something that I wanted to buy for myself and have a new charcoal grill to use here on the patio. So it is in fact imported from China, this model right here. What I will say, and what I did find out and what I did confirm with PK, is the PK original, the PK TX and the PK Go are the ones that are made in USA. Okay, they cast them, and in fact they no longer cast them themselves. They've kind of outgrown their capabilities in Little Rock, and so now they contract the casting for the grill to a company in Iowa that cast them. All right, so if you are looking for a true American built PK grill, you might want to go with the original PK or the PK TX. The TX has a stand that collapses, so it makes it more portable, so that you can, like, you know, pull it out somewhere if you want. And then the PK Go just simply has a small stand that it sits on, so you can take it tailgating or camping, you know, take it with you if you want to. So those three models are made in USA. This one is not, so I apologize for that, guys. But thank you, Brian, for, you know, bringing that to my attention. And I did speak to a Miss Cindy at PK. She actually called me today because after I read the comments in the videos and I was starting to get a little upset that I giving you guys the wrong information, I immediately sent them an email, told them my concerns, who I was. I gave them the link to the video, and I said, hey, I was under the assumption that these grills were made in USA, and I purchased one, and I told all my viewers that, and now I'm finding out that they're not. They're made in China. And Miss Cindy spoke with me. She was very kind, and she apologized for the misdirection there, and she's the one that told me about that this one is made in China. They import it. The other ones are made in USA. So I appreciate her speaking with me and giving me the facts about that, so that you guys will know. Okay, and with saying that, I like my PK grill. Okay, so it's a good quality build. Whoever is manufacturing this is building it to a good standard, a good quality product, and I don't have any complaints about that, about the build. It's all cast aluminum. The grates are all stainless steel. The dust shields down there are actually cut out of stainless steel. So you don't have to worry about anything rusting or corroding on these grills. You can take it out to the beach and you don't have to worry about it. All the hardware is stainless steel. These bars are stainless. Then you got plastic and rubber down there, you know, and then this is rubber here. So nothing to rust out. One last note about the other grills that I found out, the original PK, the stand that it sits on is made in the US. So that one's all US. It could have some screws, or the wheels or something could be of foreign origin. Okay, she told me that, but the stand itself is made in USA. On the PK TX, which is the foldable collapsible stand, that one is imported from Asia, and the stand that the PK Go sits on is also imported from Asia. So the you know, for the original they do cast them, but the other things are imported there. All right, so there you go. There's the facts about the PK. Whether you agree or not, or, you know, like this is something that I wanted for myself to use as a charcoal grill. That's the main purpose of this, is to have a nice quality charcoal grill. It's not replacing the Kamado. I'll still use my Kamado for some long, low, and smoke cooks, but I wanted a nice charcoal grill. I didn't want to buy any more of that, you know, cheap stamped metal stuff from the big box stores. All right, so I got something that I think will last me for a very long time. All right, so that's enough about the PK. Let's go ahead and start cooking. All right, so let me catch you up to speed. This is actually going to be the second cook. I cooked on it a couple nights ago, and I wasn't really happy with what I did with it. I don't think I had enough coals in there. The steak turned out great. I think I need more heat down in there, so we're going to change it up. We're going to do it differently this time. So this will be the second cook. You can kind of see what it looks like after the first cook there. I dumped the coals right here. First time I used the small chimney right here full of coals, and I think I need more heat for what I'm trying to do. I want to do a good sear and then move it off the heat. So we're going to go to a full chimney this time and see how that does. We'll just dump it right in here on this side. Also, I'm using my Camp Chef oven here, and this is a great way to light these chimneys off instead of using paper or whatever. I like using the tumbleweeds. All right, that burner works really good. It's a nice big burner with a lot of BTU coming out of it, so I just put my chimney right on top of it and it'll get that blazing in no time. I love it. So we'll get that burning, and what we'll do once this is ready to go, it usually takes about 25 minutes or so. We'll get this dumped and let them get good and hot. We're going to start with a little side, which is going to be some potatoes and onions, and I've got a little bit of seasoning on the top of it. It's a chipotle garlic seasoning with some butter there, and that always turns out real good. Anytime you cook these potatoes on the charcoal, they always turn out so good. I always use a cast iron pan and cook those in first, let them start getting done, and then I'll slide it over here off the heat and then go ahead and get to my steak. So we'll get this first and get the potatoes kind of cooked down. You can see we just lit it off and we're already getting a lot of smoke out the top of it. So it won't take long at all, about 5 minutes, and this thing will be starting to blaze. We've been doing about 5 minutes with the propane there. You can see they're burning in good at the bottom, so we'll go ahead and turn this off and then let the charcoal just kind of naturally start burning in. I'm just turning my gas off here. We've been going about 20 minutes on the chimney. You can see we're just starting to get some flames out of the top. We'll probably give it about 5 more minutes and it'll start getting a little white there on the top, and then we'll dump them. All right, we're gonna go ahead and dump our coals there and let them finish getting hot in the grill here. There we go. Oh, dropped one. That's all right. Always have you extra set of tongs just for fire management. We'll pick that up. All right, we'll get this situated, and that is hot. Boy, that is hot. All right. Extra tongs, have you some hot gloves. I keep a cheap, I've got a couple of them, but a cheap pair of welding gloves just for doing stuff around the grill. And I'll get that grate set on there, and we'll go ahead and start cooking our potatoes. All right, that's looking good right there. A lot more heat than the small chimney, so I think that's going to work really well. Get rid of the dust there. All right, we'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and start cooking our potatoes. These won't take that long, and we'll go ahead and let those start getting cooked in. And once they start getting a little soft, we'll move it over here and let it cook. I'm gonna let it stay like this for a couple minutes and go ahead and let those coals finish getting completely white and burned in good. Man, I wish you guys could smell that. It smells so good. I'm gonna give these things a little toss. Get that butter down in the bottom of the pan there. Doing good. I'm loving the heat, man. It's that's twice as many coals that I got in there from the first cook the other night. So every time I use this thing, it's going to be a nice learning experience on what I need to do. All right, man. These close the grill up, just letting it get pre-warmed. Potatoes are looking good. Drop one right there. Going back in the pan with it. Start getting that little bit of crisp on the edges. That's what you want right there. It's looking real good. I'm gonna try one just to see. Yep, it's starting to get soft. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes with the lid shut, then we'll move them over. Okay, let's see. I think our potatoes are looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna call these guys ready to move off, and they'll continue to cook down just a little bit. So I'm just gonna move them over here to the cold side. So we're doing a two-zone method. You got your hot zone and your cold zone right here. Okay? They will continue to cook. Let me get the steak ready and we'll come back and throw it on here and do our sear. So here is our steak of choice. Let me get you out here in the light and you can kind of see this a little bit better. So this is just a Sam's Club steak. Abby picked it up for me a few days ago. It was a 2-pack. The first one I already cooked, and then this is the second one. So this one has been seasoned for 2 days now. I did a 48-hour, not a marinade, but salt and pepper. That's all it's on this is salt and pepper. All right, I haven't trimmed it or anything. You see we got a little bit of fat on the side. I should have trimmed some of that off, but I did not. So that is our steak. Boneless ribeye, 1.25 inch thick. So we are ready to get it on there. Let's get it on the grill. All right, here we go. We're gonna do a hot sear, then we're gonna move it over here and let it finish out. I wanna pull it at 125 internal temp, all right? This is a new method of cooking that I am trying here, and I'm gonna go ahead and as soon as I set it down on here, I'm starting my timer, and I'm not worried about grill marks. I want to do an even sear. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be moving it and I'm going to be flipping it often. I can already smell it. It's seared in good. I want to do an even cook across the entire face of that steak. I'm not worried about these grill marks making the lines. You turn it 90 degrees halfway through. See, I'm already 30 seconds in. I'm going to go ahead and start moving it right there because I want to move it around and get an even sear across the entire face of it. Moving around to other parts of the grill that's hot and exposing some of the meat. All right, almost a minute in. And I'm going to flip it. All right, we're going to flip it. We're going to do this side. I'm going to keep flipping it. You'll get a more even cook and a more even sear if you flip it more often than if you just set it there and leave it and only flip it one time. And this is all stuff that I'm learning now. I'm reading my books and I'm learning tricks from other folks. Those lines were looking good right there, but you see they weren't even across there, so I'm not even worried about that. Moving it. This amount of charcoal is doing great though, should I say. I really like this is the proper amount of heat for doing a sear on your steak. You see we're not getting a bunch of flare up. I mean, this is some of the fat dripping down that fire right there, but that's okay. We're almost at another minute. That's 1 minute, so I'm going to go back to this side right there. All right. Looks like we got a really hot spot there, so I moved it down here. Just keep moving it around. It's hot side over there on that grate. That side of the grate, should I say. We're doing good, doing good. This is the kind of stuff right here that's real tricky to do over on the Kamado, because it's such a big grill and it takes a while to get the heat up the way you want it. All right, we're getting ready to flip it again. We're at the 2:59. All right, we're at the 3-minute mark. Let's go ahead and flip it again. Look at that sear. You see that? It's looking good. So we're going to do 1 minute on this side that we're cooking now, and then we're going to move it off over here onto the second zone, and then let it finish out to a 125 internal temp. This is working good. I like it. We're getting a nice even sear all the way across the face of the meat there. "40 seconds in. So you can see I'm watching my stopwatch right here, or my timer anyway. We are almost ready. All right, 4 minutes. I think that's going to be good. Let's look at that side. Yeah, that sear looked good right there. All right, we're going to come over here to this side of the grill, off of the direct heat. And I'm going to go ahead, I've got my temp probe right here. I'm going to go ahead and check, and I'm going to see where I'm at on the internal. It should be somewhere around 80 or 90. It's actually a lot lower than that. So we're around 65 right there. So we're around 65 right there where it's at. Okay, we've got a good sear on it. You can see we've got a good sear. We don't want to overcook the outside. So I'm going to go ahead, and this thing is so hot, it's blazing hot. So now we're going to go ahead and close it up, and we're going to let the steak, the internal temp, get up to about 125, and it shouldn't take that long. All right, so we've been doing it for 8 minutes now. Total cook time. I'm just going to give this thing a check. I want to see what that internal is looking like right now. See how fast it's climbing? So we know we got a little ways to go. We'll go ahead and close it up. And where's my tongs? I put my tongs over here. I want to go ahead and flip this around like that. Get a little bit even cooking. We'll let it keep on going. We're 12.5 minutes in. I'm doing a temp check here. Not there yet. It's dropping. Got a little bit more, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and flip this guy. All right, trying to do some even cooking. I'm going to try a potato. Those are done. All right. Got our temp there. We're right there about where the meat's at. See, look at it cooking. Look at it. It's looking good. All right, I want to check the steak. We should be approaching temp. I already pulled the potatoes off. You can see it sizzling there. And as soon as you close that thing, it starts getting real hot. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? 120, 122. It is just about there. 123. Almost there. 130 right there. You know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and pull it, because I'm sure the rest of the steak is actually done. I was checking the very thickest part of the steak right there. So we're going to pull it. I'm going to go ahead and take this thing off, and so we are 17.5 minutes into our total cook. That's from, you know, starting the sear until right now. All right. So let's go ahead and pull it off there. It's looking good. All right, here we go. I will meet you guys inside, and we'll cut her open. All right, we're gonna let it rest for a few minutes with some foil over the top, and then we'll cut it open, see how it did. right, so it's been about 5 minutes since I come inside. We've got the steak tinted there with some foil. Just do approximately a 5-minute rest for a thicker steak like that. If you're doing a real thick steak, probably a little bit longer. And then if you're cooking like a real thin steak, I mean, just start cutting into it right away. Everybody wants to eat their food when it's hot there. All right, potatoes turned out good. Those things look perfect.
Yes, they do.
All right, but we're here for the steak. So let's check out the steak. This right here was one of the reasons you see the steam coming off of it still. Doing the steaks is one of the reasons why I wanted to invest in the PK. I think that from what I have read and researched, it's an excellent grill for doing steaks. Now I know you can use a Weber, you can use other kind of grills and get it done, but I wanted to invest in something that I know would probably last me for a long time and that I would enjoy using. So, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to put it on the plate. Let's just use the cutting board there. How about that? We'll use the cutting board. So, this is the tenderloin area here, which is always like the best part. But I want to check this side right here and see how it did. That's a fatty section right there. There we go. There's getting into the steak. Boy, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Perfect.
I'd call that a medium rare right there. That's looking good. All right, so let me give it a try. We got to give it a taste test and see how it did. This one's been marinating, or not marinating, but I seasoned it, rubbed it 2 days ago, 48 hours now. Yes. It's got the perfect amount of saltiness to it. Rubbed both sides, or shook both sides with the salt and pepper. It's been sitting in the fridge for 48 hours. That is good. That is an excellent steak right there. I had a lot of fun cooking it this way. This is the second time that I've cooked the steak with this method right there, and I think it's going to work out good. I want to start experimenting with some wood. We're going to put some wood in there so that we can get a little bit of extra smoke flavor into the meat. But I think this is going to turn out great. So I'm ready to chow down on this steak. I know Abby's ready to eat her dinner too. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. I enjoyed cooking the steak for you, and we're going to go ahead and eat our dinner. So we'll see you on the next one.